Morning! I'm on the River Erne. It's just, the dawn has just happened. It's a beautiful flat calm day so far. The river has fell a couple of inches from the last time I was here. I've actually fished 3 other sessions this week in three blanks. I fished on the upper lock and I had 3 sessions where it just beat the absolute crap out of me and I blanked 3 times. So I'm back on the river in the aims of catching something, anything. So roll that intro and let's see what we can do today, shall we? Right, I have 4 rods in, starting from up there to back here. I have a roach, then a salmon par, then a pollen, then a half a mackerel. The half mackerel is dyed and it is injected with, I can't remember the name of the oil, but it's very, very smelly, very smelly. Again, the direction of the flow is going this way. There isn't actually any wind today, which is good, because the last time we were here the wind was hacking up that way, so at least today you can see the flow coming down. I've got my cup of coffee on the go and I'm just waiting for the fish to show up. The roach on the very far end, I've whacked it full of smoky mackerel oil, Eddie Turner's smoky mackerel oil. I do rate Eddie Turner's oil. His link is in the description. His oils tend to be really, really strong scent wise. You'll buy some of the cheaper, my disagreement with some oils or some brands of oil is they're packed with filler. Filler tends to be like a linseed oil or something like that there. So you'll get the slightest whiff of the fish, say it's a sardine or mackerel or whatever. You get the slightest whiff of that, then you get like an after smell, and that's the linseed oil, the filler. The longer you let an oil sit, the less pungent it'll be. So you really have to use them. You know, all the oils I have, I mean, they get used. You know, so you kind of have to keep replacing and replacing them. But with Eddies, you can let them sit. I mean, I had a couple of bottles of oil from leftover from last year, and you know, I opened them up, didn't shake them, so that you could see if they were all settled. So very often you'll see like they'll settle into different layers. But I opened it up and it still, you know, smelled as strong as it was when I got it. So this is why I prefer Eddie Turner's oil. I have been trying other oils as well. I have been trying the holy mackerel oil, which is like a red colour. It's not so bad as well. It's just something that can kind of, you know, pep up your baits a little bit. Because I'm on a river, the flow of the river is going that direction, so you put any sort of scent in, like flavours and oils, it's going to go down the river in the current. So if there's fish sitting down the river, they're going to get this smell. And you know yourself, when you smell something nice, be it like a kebab shop or a curry house, when you've had 10 pints of Stella and you're zigzagging up the road home and you smell a kebab house or a curry house, and you think, I could fancy one of them right now. Or if you're in a nightclub, you know, and you're on the pool, and this woman comes past and she's got a nice perfume on, and you think, oh, she could get the monster. And you go off and you try and persuade her to let you in the winner circle. It's the same thing with fish. When you're there thinking more hungry, eat. There's an argument that fish can't smell oil, or pike can't smell oil. I'm not sure how true that is, but the way I look at it is it doesn't hurt. It doesn't have any sort of negatives. It doesn't hurt. Today's cooking with Scobes is going to be 2 steak burgers that I've taken from the fridge in the house. Mrs. Scobie doesn't know I've taken them. It'll be fun when I go home. It is currently, I think it's just gone 10 o'clock. Yep, it's 3 minutes past 10 on Thursday the 10th of December. Like I mentioned, I've had 3 sessions this week and they've been 3 blanks. The big locker, and it's called the lower lock, it is a ball buster, an absolute ball buster. It's the part of the system that still has the commercial netting. I'm not going to talk about the commercial netting. I've talked about it before. You all know my feelings on it. You know, you all know my feelings that any nets were found should be ripped up the bank and burned. But that's just me speaking as a personal person. As a personal person. Duh. I sound like a fucking pretentious spastic there. Part of my language. But I'm enjoying it so far. We've got like a mist coming in, so everything's kind of getting drizzled on, which is why I'm underneath the brolly. Just waiting on a big pike. I'd be happy, you know, one about £30, that would just make my day. I could have a vlog with me holding a locker or a River Erne monster. We can but hope.
1 hour later.
I think when people are watching the vlog, they don't really get a view of size. You know, I'm 6'2". I'm about easily 21, 22 stone. I'm a big guy. You know, the amount of times I've been fishing and people have watched the vlogs and they've come up to me and they've said hello to me and they go, the thing they say most is, "You're a lot bigger than I thought you were." And it's like, well, can't help being 6'2". Can't help, but I suppose it could help being a fat bastard. I could eat less cake. But when I hold a fish, the fish doesn't look, unless it's a real tank of a thing, it'll look fairly small. I suppose I could do the whole hold it way out to you like that there, so it looks like a, you know, it looks like a monster. But I'm enjoying the day. Fucking hope it's not another blank. Pardon my language. I really hope it's not another blank. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee and then I am going to think about making breakfast. So, I'll see you people later. I know I said I've been out 3 times this week and blanked 3 times. But I've been thinking about fish care. You know, when you've caught a pike and you maybe the pike has like previous wounding. You know, like the pike that I caught earlier on in the year that had damage to its mouth where it was somebody had used a boga grip on it, and it had you know, open wounds in its mouth. I was there thinking, you know, the carp anglers, they do a lot of this sort of stuff when they get the carp in it, and the carp's got like obviously the hook hole, and they use like a fish antiseptic or a fish wound healer stuff, and it goes like a jelly and the fish kind of goes away, and obviously it fights the bacteria, but make sure there's no bacteria, no shit gets into it, and the fish lives a happy life ever after. So I got a bottle of the stuff from it's Pro Logic. It's Steria, it's Extra Steria 7. And it's just a little squirty bottle. It doesn't really have any smell. Doesn't really smell of anything. For all I know, it could just be like fucking water in a squirty bottle. But directions of use: spray directly onto wounds and abrasions. Allow 15 seconds for Steria 7 fish care to form a reactive barrier before returning fish to the water. Steria 7 aquaculture fish care is fully compliant with the European Biocide Directive Active ingredient, I can't pronounce that. Keep out of reach of children, do not drink, if drink seek medical attention. Again, take away the labels, thin the herd, humanity moves forward stronger. But it's basically an antiseptic spray, and if it can help, then I'll use it. But it's just to try and trying to make something that's going to help the pike. Nobody wants to catch pike that are in really bad shape. So if as a pike angler, if we can do things that help, putting our catch back in, so they give the best chance to go forward is, it's like if you caught a pike and it had someone else's trace in it, you'd do your best to remove the trace. Or if you caught a pike that had, I've caught pike before that when I've opened up their mouth, there's been like a ball of monofilament. I've even caught a pike that ate a swim feeder, and when I pulled the ball of monofilament out, literally there was a cage feeder popped out of its gut, and it was rusted to pure hell, so it's been there for a while. So pike will eat the strangest of strange things. I suspect it probably went after a roach and got a mouthful of swim feeder and just munchity, crunchity, and away it went on. I have a wee friend, not sure if you can see him, I'm just going to try and move you around so you can see. Oh, he has moved away. I have a wee robin that's kind of popping in and out, saying hello to me. I quite like this. You get little robins. This is the same one last time I was here. He was sat on my knee chirping at me because I wasn't throwing him the bits of bagel fast enough. Awesome little creatures. On the far bank I can see 3 big herons, so there's loads of wildlife about today. Everything seems to be coming awake now. The road traffic across the bridge in front of me seems to be more frequent, but it's a good day so far. I don't know what time is it. It's 10:40, so still early yet. Right, so fish care spray. I haven't actually used it yet. I haven't used this stuff yet. I've used other fish care sprays before, fish care gels before, but I've not used this stuff before. So I will give it a test drive, and I will let you know what I think after I've used it a couple of times. I'm not so sure how I'm not so sure if I know it's not designed for pike, but a fish is a fish and bacteria is bacteria, so if it helps, it helps, I think. Because it's European compliant and it's with aquaculture, it shouldn't do any harm. Top tip time. Top tips. This is PVA mesh. You've seen me use PVA mesh before. It's just a mesh stocking. You put stuff in the tube, push it down with a plunger, tie off the end, and you can whack it out. You can put bits of fish in there. If you've oiled them, you can put pellets in there to attract fish to come to your bait. But I've got some maggots. A decent handful of maggots. Maggots are great. Because it's cold, the maggots aren't going to really move that far. They're not going to burrow into the ground. They're just going to kind of sit there in the cold water, and they're going to sit beside your bait. So I've put a little stocking, PVA stocking, full of maggots on with the roach, and put it into the middle of the river there. So the PVA mesh dissolves. The maggots obviously kind of go free in the water. The other fish, there is shoal fish here because I've had the deeper out, and there is plenty of shoal fish showing. I suspect they're roach and perch, so there should be pike here. Should, and that should hopefully kind of bring a few shoal fish up towards the my dead roach. Shoal fish kind of attract the pike. Pike comes in, shoal fish bugger off, and Pike sees that I have a lovely little bait for them. And I have a little robin that's just sitting here. I'll see if I can get it to eat from my hand. Come on, here you go. Here you go. Let's leave it down there. The robins here are quite tame. They don't have any fear. This one's now kind of going back and forward between tripod and cool box. Oh, cup of tea or cup of coffee time, I think. Oh, he's away with a wee maggot. Cup of coffee time, and then I might change a bit, put it in a nice big popped up trout or something. That usually does the business here. But let's see what else we can do to get some fish on the move, because we don't want to go home with a blank, because I've had 3 of them this week and it's degrading my spirits, it's ruining my mental health. Nope. Nah, nothing. Let's change the bait, or let's pop it up. Yeah, pop it up. That's the rain started. The wind has now changed direction. This morning when I set everything up, it was going that way. Now it's coming back this way. So I'm getting a bit soaked. It's 2:30. I have not had a run. I'm thinking I'd be giving it to 3 o'clock, then packing up and heading home. It's been a grim day. I think it's important that I show you guys, you know, okay, not all of the friggin' grim days where I've sat, I've caught nothing, but I think it's important that I show you guys that, you know, it's not every day you go out and catch fish. Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's really, really bloody hard. Excuse me. This week it has been really, really hard. I'm out tomorrow night with the wife, tomorrow being Friday, so this video might go up tomorrow. I'll be going out with the wife. We're going out to have something to eat if the restaurant is open for the latest series of lockdowns. It doesn't really feel like Christmas. My local town, Oma, it put up the Christmas trees and the lights and everything in the town, and it doesn't really feel Christmassy. I was watching, somebody sent me a clip of a YouTube encounter, shall we say, in America, where this little boy was going to see Santa in the supermarket, and the little boy asked Santa for a Nerf gun. You know, Nerf, them things that fire the wee foam dart things. You know, boys will be boys. A Nerf gun's kind of, you know, it's a nice little present for a little boy, you know. And the Santa character turned round and lectured the little kid and said he's not going to get him a gun. No guns. Guns are bad. And the little boy was reduced to tears. And I thought, you absolute piece of shit. How much of an arsehole do you have to be to break a little boy's heart at Christmas time? By telling them off for wanting a friggin' Nerf gun. I thought, you absolute prick. I'll put a link in the description below to the story that I'm referring to. An American radio host called Steven Crowder, who has his own like radio show in the mornings. Well, he dressed up as Santa and he got in touch with a little kid and he basically, you know, done the Santa bit, and it brought a tear to your eye. You know, he obviously had done his homework and found out that the little kid's only 4 years old and he's into you know, boxing and things that little boys are into. So the Steven Crowder boy spoke to him, you know, and says about the boxing and about all that sort of stuff. And you want to see the smiles the little kid had in his face. And I thought, it takes nothing to be nice to people like that. I mean, little kids. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was a little kid, probably about 3 or 4, and my father and mother, you know, we weren't fucking rich, we weren't silver spoon kids, but we weren't dirt poor. We weren't the family that was dirt poor. We had, you know, you always had clothes, you always had you always had a meal on the table. You know, working class family, salt of the earth working class family. Well, my father was in the army, and it was one of my father's army friends that was in my parents' house that night. And he turned round to me as a little kid and he says, "Come on over here, David." And I sat up on his knee and he goes, "Did you hear the news, David?" And I says, "No." I says, "What news?" Again, I'm only a little kid. And he told me that Santa had been blown up in a car bomb in Cookstown. Now, this was obviously the middle of the Troubles, and, you know, killing Father Christmas, the sort of thing that the IRA would have done. That according to my parents, that broke my heart as a little kid. And the same fella, I don't think he was ever welcome in my parents' house again. But it's the sort of thing, like, what sort of arsehole ruins Christmas for little kids? I don't get that. I don't get the thinking, the rationale behind that. I don't get why you would be such a prick that you would do something like that. What time is it now? It's 10 to 3. I think I might just pack up and head home. It doesn't look like this week's the week for it. But I'm going to turn on this light so you can see the light. Hold on. There we go. Now I am illuminated. As always, I want to say thank you to everyone that's liking and sharing and subscribing. I want to say thanks to everyone that's leaving comments. If you're subscribed to the channel and you click the bell thing, then it should tell you when my videos are uploaded. You know, YouTube should send you like a wee thing to tell you. But if you're just subscribed and you don't want notifications and stuff like that, don't worry about the bell icon thing. I'd appreciate it if you could help me out and do me a bit of a favour and share the videos, any of the videos that you like. You know, if you want to share them on your Facebook or to your Instagrams or to whatever, you know. Even, you know, send a text message with like a screenshot of the video to your friends and say, go and check this daft bastard out, have a laugh. I'd appreciate it if you could help me out like that there, just to kind of, I want to end the year on a bit of a solid. I want to end the year in a bit of a plus. You know, I think that we're sitting at 2,500 and whatever something subscribers. It'd be nice to finish the year with over 3,000. I know it's a big ask, I know it's a massive ask, considering that there's only like 3 weeks of December left. But I'm sure if you guys out there that are watching the videos and you haven't subscribed, if you guys subscribe, and the fellas that have subscribed, if you just kind of help me out and share it, then I'm sure we'll make the 3K before the end of 2020. I'm going to get soaked now packing away. But until the next time, guys, tight lines.